kill zones. You know, they have all sorts of different angles coming. They're just sitting there sprinting straight into the action. Like, oh, hey, there's people over there. You know, let's go sprint in and rush them down, you know, one by one. And they just get mowed down. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? Man, I don't know what the answer is. You know, I've actually been asked to play with viewers a lot more. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I should probably upgrade and maybe try to cheese multiple guns here. I need to make some crawlers. Like, some people is like, you know, why don't you just save yourself the headache and play with viewers? And unfortunately, that's not really the answer. Because every time I've tried to play with viewers, it doesn't end up well. Because, you know, when you play with viewers, to me, like, what that says is, you know, I want to win at all costs. And that, you know, that's sort of accept, you know, we're going to be playing against a better caliber of competition against people who are also partied up. And every time I party up with viewers, you know, it goes terribly, terribly wrong. And we end up getting our teeth kicked in. And it's just, when that happens, I don't want to yell at viewers, but I usually end up doing it anyway. I don't want to put the viewers through that. It's just best all around. And plus, on like that same note, you know, just because you party up doesn't mean you're guaranteed to play against good people. So what will end up happening sometimes is... Oh god, this looks really weird in 90 FOV. What'll end up happening... Let's see if I remember how to do this.
That's what I'm talking
Did I get it? No, I don't remember how to do the glitch. Oh well, it's no big deal. What'll end up happening is, like, I party up with these viewers, and, you know, the games will either be too easy, and I feel like, as a player, I don't want the games to always be easy. I mean, they're nice from time to time to take a break from, you know, trying my balls off my hardest to get a victory. You know, having an easy game every now and then is good, especially for your mentality. But having those like, this was especially true of Titanfall. Like, I actually partied up with viewers on Titanfall on a regular basis until the infamous game where we got our teeth kicked in and everyone I was partied with went negative. Ugh, that was a miserable game. I have not played with viewers since that point. Now, games were either too easy, and, you know, as a player, I don't want games that are always too easy, you know, face roll status. You know, and looking from a viewer's perspective, I don't think you guys would want to see anything like that either. You know, you want to see me, you know, bust my balls, you know, really, you know, earn my victories and such. And so, you know, it's quite the dilemma. You know, I would love to play with good teammates against good competition, you know, and have... And, you know, have a genuine competitive game where, you know, everyone's score is pretty much more or less equal. You know, everyone's barely going positive. You know, that's what a true competitive game is. But in my experience, you know, it's either one extreme or the other. Very, very rarely do you get something in the middle. You know, it's either you fuck or you get fucked. Rarely do you have something in between. Even like the games that are close, like in The Last of Us or in Titanfall, you know, the reason why those games are close in the first place is because, you know, I'm doing so damn well in the first place. You know, it's, I don't know. I know I'm tooting my own horn a lot here, but I mean, I calls it likes I sees it. Oh, man. I don't know what the answer is, I guess, but I think it's best to, you know, leave the viewer-player interaction to, you know, co-op games like this and Mass Effect and Killing Floor, where, you know, there's nothing on the line and there's no pressure to do well at all. It's just, you know, generally accepted that, you know, these sort of modes are for fucking around and for fun. It's not so uber competitive. And, you know, that's a good thing. But I mean, I could, you know, venture into competitive gaming, but, you know, that's a whole different monster entirely. Especially, I've talked about this before. It's hard to find, you know, players that you consider good, and it's even harder to find people who are good and are people that you like. You know, that's something you have to consider. You know, just because you can get, you know, your blame troops and your C-nanners and, you know, put them all on a team and they'll wreck the game battles. You know, it doesn't really work like that. You know, individually we may be pretty decent players, but that is not a guarantee that we will operate, you know, on a team level well. That's why, you know, we succeeded over at 20ID way back in the day as well as we did, is because, you know, we all liked each other and we all played with each other very well. You know, that chemistry. You know, just because two players are great doesn't mean they're going to have the chemistry that's required in order to succeed in a competitive environment. So, yeah, that's pretty much my solution. You know, I'll suffer, I'll get frustrated at the randoms, but since they're randoms, I don't feel so bad about calling your Toolmans and your Eminem huge fans a bunch of fucking morons. But if I play with your Pledge Big Mikes and your Bacon Sticks. I think his name was Bacon Sticks. He actually felt really bad when he didn't meet the call to perform well, like, when I really needed it most. He felt bad and backed out right away. I don't feel bad when I'm yelling at randoms. You know, there's nothing on the line. The chances are they're never gonna hear it. And I'm sitting here yelling at viewers, telling them how much they suck. that's not really good for business. I'll just stay away from it. I'll shoulder the burden of shitty teammates. It's what I do best. It's what I've built myself upon. Ooh, monkey bombs. That's like, you want to give me the Wunderwaffe or PPSH? Of course not. Of course you don't! You stupid goddamn stingy. Hey, I heard if you spin back and forth, you get the Wunderwaffe every time. So, yeah, matchmaking, it sucks. You know, I actually wonder what it's like from the perspective of someone who is average, or maybe not even, or maybe even a little below average. You know, how do you see matchmaking? How is it for you? Like, how do you see it? Like, do you feel matchmaking is fair? It's like someone like me, I'm top of the leaderboards more often. It's very rare when I'm not at top of the leaderboards, and I feel like, you know, I get the shaft sometimes. So, you know, if you're not that sort of player, you know, if you walk the line as an average player, maybe even a little bit below average, how do you see matchmaking these days in games where it seems to be, you know, let's match? Oh god, they're not dying to one Bowie knife anymore. I need to make some crawlers. How is it in your eyes? That's what I would like to know. And since he's the last one, I can't make a crawler. So let's see, what else can we talk about here? There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. My mind's drawing a blank. Well, I did go to Austin this last weekend. Had lots of fun there. I've never been to Austin. I've heard many great things about Austin. I didn't go to the infamous 6th Street though. It wasn't that kind of trip. It was a more family-oriented type of event. We had children, for God's sakes. We can't take them to 6th Street. Or maybe you can. I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Hey, someone needs to clean up those freak bits.
But what I did do, why we went there in the first place is it was my cousin's birthday, and we went for them. And since my birthday was actually, I think, a few days before, and we just, I guess we just decided to sort of piggyback my birthday along. I don't think it was planned, but that's how it sort of ended up. That's how it sort of ended up. Yay! Lucky coinky dinks. That's yeah, it was cool. Got to do some local pizza places. I went to East Side Pies. That was very cool. I tried some weird pizza. It had like peaches and some weird green sauce that was on it. I don't know what the fuck that was. Like peaches, jalapenos. I don't remember what the name of it was. I actually wish I do remember it now. But I told my he offered to get me some pizza, and I told him surprise me. And boy, did that motherfucker surprise. I mean, peaches on pizza? I mean, who would have thought? But in that same regard, you know, people put pineapple on pizza. Pineapple makes sense. I like pineapple pizza. Hawaiian pizza, that's some good shit right there. Hawaiian pizza is xcal approved. And Eastside Pies, that was good. And that was just when we first got there, and then the rest of the night was pretty much just drinking and bullshitting. We just got there, and it was quite the long drive.
Wasn't on the menu.
I could live without the long drive. But hey, what can you do, right? Gotta man up, suck it up. Luckily, I wasn't driving. My brother's driving. He's my chauffeur. Classic. But the next day, after the drinking and the bullshitting, we went on a boat, sailed on a boat. I've never been on a boat before. I can prove this because we wanted to anchor, and I threw the anchor overboard with. I threw the anchor overboard without tying it down. That was a mistake. So I had to pay $75 for that. But the boat was cool. I didn't get to drive the boat, but I was just enjoying the atmosphere, and drinking booze, bullshitting, watching other people have. I didn't want to get in the water. Wasn't really. I didn't bring a proper swimwear, I guess. And plus, even on that subject of swimwear, I don't know how to swim. No one ever taught me. Those bastards. So it was cool being on a boat for the first time. The people who were sailing the boat almost crashed into things several times. And then it was sort of a running joke throughout the whole weekend. Like, everyone's busting my balls like, hey, whoa, don't throw me overboard. Sometimes, like my cousin's name is Charlie, and he was just fucking wasted. It's like, Charlie, man, you need to get your shit together, otherwise I'm going to throw you overboard. It was a good week. And then after boating, we went kayaking. Kayaking was cool. I totally dug that. I could do it again. Rough on the arms, but, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I can probably use use some work on them arms, so it was cool. Kayaking was cool. Austin is I liked Austin. I was only there, you know, for the weekend.
Big toy for the big boy. Hoorah.
Only there for the weekend. But one thing it does have for sure over Houston is like nature-based activities. You know, Houston is all flat and city and urban-y and like it doesn't really have much in the way of like nature trails and lakes and all that sort of. We don't have anything like that down here. I think there's an area downtown where you can kayak, but it's really not sort of.
What I need.
I don't know. It's not like a genuine kayak experience. I think even the lakes in Austin are man-made, but at least they have the terrain to support. It's really cool. All hilly and stuff, and I could see myself living in Austin for sure, but Houston has its own merits too. I like them both, but Austin also does have Google Fiber, but I don't know if I make enough to to afford a place that is actually available for Google Fiber. Because you know, Google Fiber, it's what they're not like putting down any of their own lines. What they're doing is they're hooking up to places that already have fiber laid down, and these are typically your nicer neighborhood. Motherfucker, give me a goddamn Wonderwaff! What the hell's the holdup here? Goddamn, you stingy ass blocks. I can buy this off the wall. Fuck you. I think there's another crawler.
Someone else, freak bag.
Google Fiber. So yeah, it's in typically your nicer neighborhoods, and I'm not sure that's in my pay grade yet. Maybe we'll get there. Ooh, Molotov? I don't think so. I'll have to try that jank somewhere else. I don't know, but I don't really need Google Fiber. I mean, when Comcast is working, it does everything I need it to. I'm not really looking to stream at, like, you know, your 8,000, you know, Sandy-style bit rates. That's a little excessive. If Comcast was giving me what I'm supposed to be getting, I could, but a 3,500 bit rate, 3K, 3,500 bit rate is usually what I aim for, and I've been complimented on my stream quality. So that sort of works out. I upload the YouTube videos, like, 1 gig size files in like 15, 20 minutes, and that's pretty good too. So
Still wonder where this thing came from.
that's pretty good. For when Comcast is on point, it works. It's just a matter of what the fuck? I've got a stub for an arm. Oh my god, 90 FOV breaks everything. It's just I know people will say, why don't you switch? And it's not. I don't have the option to. My next best option, I shit you not, is AT&T Uverse, and their best package in my area is something like 50 down and 2 up. And 2 up is not enough to do what I need to do. I mean, 2 up, I like to stream, high motion games. High motion games is pretty much what you're looking at right now. Most of my catalog are high motion games. With a 2 upload, and that's even if you are getting the 2 upload. I mean, the best I could stream is probably like, DS games. Those are low motion games. Your turn-based style games, your Pokemon, your Advanced Wars, Castlevania. I guess for lack of a better term, your ye olde style games. I'd be able to stream retro games, but that's even if I could do the 2 up, which with what I understand from AT&T is probably not going to happen. So it's not that simple as just switching, unfortunately. The American telecommunications industry is dominated by just a handful of companies, and because they're dominated by a handful of companies, what you don't see any innovation, you don't see any progress, innovation, any of that. You don't see any of that at all. So there's really no incentive to better themselves, because why do they have to? It's like, look, you either with us or you're not, and in this day and age, internet is very important to what we do. I mean, at this point, it's as it could be classified on like the same level as your basic utilities. Your water, electricity, and gas. That sort of thing. Internet is now at the point where it should be considered, baseline utilities as well. And I think there's a term for this as well, so that companies can't do the shit that they're doing right now. With the throttling and all that sort of horrible, scary stuff that no one really likes. But at least in my case, it actually wasn't them throttling me. The 2 times I have called them out to fix their shit, they actually ended up really fixing their shit, which is really amazing. I actually don't know I just realized I don't know what my monkey's buttons are.
Don't fuck with a Marine.
Okay, this nuke will actually... That's actually a well-timed nuke. It's like, I think the motion is to classify them as a second-class utility. I'd have to look it up again. I'm not very good at retaining information, unfortunately. Unless it's like video game related, then it's like, I mean, I remember Mortal Kombat codes from way back in the day. Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, A. If I play a game that I haven't played in like 10 years, I can sort of remember where things are. But when it comes to anything else, I am just straight garbage at remembering. But in any case, the basic gist of it is, in America, there's only a handful of companies that are in any one given area, and they all sort of, it's just, they have no incentive to get better, because that's just the way it is, unfortunately. And in the few areas where there are things that are better available, like in Chattanooga, Tennessee, for instance, they have government-run ISPs, and Comcast and those in AT&T, they're offering speeds up to 300 megabytes or megabytes. I don't know, 300 down and 100 up or whatever. I don't have anything like that available in my area, and I live in fucking Houston, one of the biggest cities in the United States, and my best internet package that I have available to me is 120 down, 20 up. And they have no reason to go higher than that. Actually, truth be told, I don't even know why they go that high. Because there's nothing even close to the 50-10 package, which I have right now.